No stats provided to us for much of this second half. Baylor up by 1, 73-72. 29 and a half seconds on the clock. Baylor to inbound the length of the floor away from their basket.
Yeah, and again, Baylor, no timeouts. You've got to get the ball in.
All right, here we go. Langston Love will be the inbounder. Handed the ball, gets it inbounds to Edgecombe. Back to Love. Gives to Wright. Got to get it across midcourt. Here comes Wright. He does so just in time. Now he is in a trap at midcourt. Wright's got to get rid of the ball. They are scraping at the ball. It's a 5-second call.
Yeah, he had to dribble it across half court. He was running risk of a 10-second violation and got it in across half court and was immediately trapped. An alternate possession call.
Yep.
It's not a 5-second call. Alternate possession, Bears get it back.
My mistake. Alternate possession. Arrow favors Baylor. Here we go. Inbounds to O'Meara. Give to Edgecombe. Edgecombe back near midcourt. 10 seconds to go, and they've got to foul him. Matthews reaches in and fouls V.J. Edgecombe. That's all they could do. Shot clock was off. Baylor didn't have to shoot, so the Bulldogs had to foul. And here's your best free throw shooter to the line with 9.3 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I think that's where Baylor wanted the ball to end up, is in the hands of Edgecombe, and he drew the foul. It was a reach by Matthews. That's going to get Edgecombe there. And again, John, it's that sequence in Baylor's other possession, last possession up the floor, was important because it got them into the bonus. They didn't get to the free throw line, but they racked up some fouls, caused Mississippi State to commit those fouls. And now, last possession of the game, 9.3 seconds to play by the Bears. They're at the free throw line.
Edgecombe, 1+. First one is good. It's a 2-point lead for the Bears. If he hits this one, Baylor would be up by 3 with 9.3 seconds remaining. Ron Groover's going to hand the ball to V.J. Edgecombe, the freshman. Big 12 Freshman of the Year.
Bears have now made their last 5 free throws and make it 6.
Ooh.
6 in a row by the Bears at crunch time. They're up 3 with 9.3 seconds to play.
75-72 Bears. Here comes Mississippi State. Here's Hubbard. Hubbard gives the ball to Harris. Harris for the tie. It is no good. It goes out of bounds. It's Baylor's ball with 0.8 of a second to play. Bears have the ball in a 3-point lead.
And they scripted that beautifully. It was going to take a 3 by Mississippi State. Baylor switched every screen to step up pressure, and that look from Harris was not the one they wanted.
Just got to get this ball inbounds. You would expect Mississippi State to foul as quick as they can. 0.8 of a second on the clock. Baylor 75, Mississippi State 72. Langston Love will be the inbounder for Baylor. They are... Ron Groover is looking at something, I bet it's clock-related, on the far side of the floor.
Yeah, and Baylor coach is telling Langston Love, do not throw it the length of the floor. I mean, if they are not able to retrieve that pass, if that was something that was up Langston Love's sleeve, and that ball goes out of bounds, it's going to go right back to where he launched it from. Yeah.
All right, so they add 0.3 of a second on the clock. 1.1 to play. Baylor inbounding up by 3. Inbounds it comes to Norchad O'Meara. A foul was called. Hang on. The horn sounds, but that foul may have occurred before we reach zeros. And I think that's the case. They'll look at the monitor again.
Yeah, and I think that's going to send O'Meara to the line.
You're right.
Yep. It sure does. But, you know, John, you can really underestimate the difficulty it takes to just inbound the ball against a team like Mississippi State.
We have seen that.
Oh, yeah.
Bulldogs have not won a game in the NCAA tournament since 2008.
Yep.
And right now they're down 3 with 0.5 of a second to go. O'Meara at the line. He can make it a 2-possession game.
What an effort by this team today. Unbelievable. Just the work on the glass. You know, if you're going to beat Mississippi State, you have got to compete on the backboards. And they've done that. I mean, they have been dominant on the offensive glass, been able to get second chance points. They've been the aggressor in this game, and they've been able to get to the free throw line. And, John, they've made their last 6 free throws in a row at crunch time when they absolutely had to have them.
I think if my sheet is right, Baylor hasn't missed a free throw in the second half.
We can only guess.
Well, that's right.
I know those last 6 have gone in.
Unofficially, let's
yes,
say.
that's right.
All right, O'Meara waits. A couple of subs for Mississippi State. Now the officials are saying, what is this?
They were reviewing something. Maybe how much time there is left on the clock.
Yeah. So 0.5 of a second is what shows on the clock now. 0.5 of a second.
Well, it's moot if O'Meara can get this first free throw down.
Right. 75-72, Bears on top. Some big free throws this entire half, but especially down the stretch. And he missed it. And timeout by Mississippi State. The horn sounds again. Did they get the timeout before the horn sounded? Oh, that may be a big miss. It's a 3-point game. Mississippi State may have one last gasp.
Yeah, and he left it on the front of the rim. It bounced around, hit the back of the rim, and teetered on the very front of the rim. Looked like it might go in, came out at the last second. And then we're looking at the clock, and I think they got the timeout with like 0.1 on the clock. We'll see.
All right,
and John, this should just be, though, on the inbounds pass, it has to be catch, end of game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's no more time to do anything other than catch the ball inbounds.
And it is length of the floor. They'll have to inbound the length of the floor away from their basket.
Yeah, 0.2 seconds showing on the clock.
Okay.
It's amazing. There's so much strategy at hand, and, from the Baylor bench right now with 0.2 seconds up by 3. But it's still a game.
That miss free throw, only the third of the day for Baylor at the free throw line and the first in the second half. But it does keep that door cracked ever so slightly for Mississippi State. Okay, they got to inbound the length of the floor away. It can't be a catch and shoot. There's not enough time with 0.2 of a second on the clock. It's got to be a pass and a tip to the bucket, and it has to be a 3. Baylor leads by 3 over the Bulldogs. Here we go. The inbounder is Cameron Matthews. Hubbard's in the back court. I'm not sure why. Matthews will inbound to Hubbard. Shot is up and no good, and finally this game is over, and the Bears win over Mississippi State 75-72.
John, we said the last couple of games, Bears playing as well as they've played all season, maybe even their best basketball. We've seen that in spurts, but I thought for 40 minutes today against a really good basketball team, they were close to their very best. They're playing extremely well. They've got momentum, and they took it to Mississippi State today. This is a big, rugged, physical team in the Bulldogs and the Bears. We're going to look at the stats whenever we get something official, but from where we sit, John, they manhandled the Bulldogs on the glass, particularly on Baylor's offensive end.
Can't wait to finally get a look at those stats. But the bottom line is a 75-72 Baylor win over Mississippi State. Mack Rhodes out on the floor.